All right, so wanted to do a quick review on the Harbor Freight gantry crane. I have a new job coming up. It's a trommel. They're 6-foot trommels. I found some drill casing on Facebook Marketplace, and just so happens a guy had a piece of drill casing that was 23 foot long. I think roughly, I've done a couple different calculations on it. Roughly it weighs about 2,060 pounds. I just recently bought a Harbor Freight gantry crane and a 1-ton electric hoist from Harbor Freight to try to tackle these tasks that I have going in the shop. The electric hoist that I bought is not meant for the gantry crane. It's supposed to be static. It's not supposed to move. So I had to custom build some brackets so that way I could put it on the rollers and it would slide back and forth on the gantry crane. So I was a little nervous about testing it out today, but there's no better time to test it than now. So I'm gonna go ahead and play you some footage of me getting it off the trailer and into the shop. It was a little bit sketchy because the trailer's at 102 inches wide and the gantry crane's only at 95 inches wide. So we had to pick up one end, slide some 3.5-inch pipe underneath the large set of casing, set it back down, try to roll it forward till we hit that center point of the casing, set it down on some sawhorses, and then let the crane go, move back to center, and try to pick it up right in the middle so that we could support all the weight high enough that I could get the trailer out from underneath it and get it back on the ground. I will say that it did good. It did everything it was supposed to. It was a little sketchy at some different points during the lift. The hoist itself made some funky noises, popping and cracking. Sounded like it was stretching the cable super tight, but it did it, and nothing broke. Everything went well. Nobody got hurt, and that's always the end goal. I will say that if I suspend the casing and I stop it and I hit the up button again, it will die. It doesn't have enough power to pick it up from there. I have to fully set it down and almost get a running start with the hoist in order for it to continue to pick it up. So it just tells me it's at capacity. That's as much as it can do. I don't think I would be doing this all the time with this hoist, but I definitely want to have the option to if I need to. Yeah, so once again, it did good. It got me where I needed to get. It's in the shop. I got a couple more things I got to do before I can start the project. But yeah, so Harbor Freight, good job.
Slobs, all he replied. God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in his shoes. Then you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. And then you really might know what it's like. And then you really might know what it's like. And then you really might know what it's like. I know what it's like. Mary got pregnant from a kid named Tom. Said he was in love. Said don't worry about a thing, baby doll, I'm the man you've been dreaming of. But 3 months later he said he won't date or return her call. And she swear goddamn if you find that man cutting off his balls. And then she heads for the clinic and she gets some static walking through the door. They call her a killer and they call her a sinner and they call her a whore. God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in her shoes. 'Cause then you really might know what it's like to have to choose. chicks out on the corner with drugs. He like to hang out late, he like to get shit-faced to keep pace with thugs. Until late one night there was a big gunfight and Max lost his head. He pulled out his chrome 45, talked some shit and wound up dead. Now his wife and his kids are caught in the midst of all of his pain. You know, it crumbles that way, at least that's what they say when you play the game. God forbid you ever had to wake up to hear the news. Then you really might know what it's like to have to lose. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like to have to lose.
So at this point, we know that we're safe. We're good to go. The hard part's over. But for me, the next step is trying to think about how I'm going to cut this and move it around in the shop so I can cut sections off this safely without worrying about climbing all over the ground or not having enough room to get it done. So my plan would be to kind of shove this casing back in the corner of the shop and put it on some sawhorses. I needed to cut 3 6-foot sections out of this casing. So I figured we'd set the sawhorses where it left me about 7 foot from the end. My plan would be to set it on the sawhorses and then move the crane down, hook up to that 6-foot section, and then cut it. Go ahead and drop it safely. What I don't want to do is jack up my concrete. I've done a real good job of trying to take care of that concrete. I build a lot of things on the ground on that concrete, using it as a flat surface because, well, let's be honest, fixture tables are really expensive, and who has the money for that? I know I sure don't. Yeah, so we're looking for a tape measure at the moment, trying to find where 6 foot is. Figured it out, well, let's just go to 7 foot just to be safe. The end of that pipe is not cut square, it's all jagged. So I know I'm going to have a little bit of drop at the end. Plus, it's, 3 foot sections out of there. I know I'm going to have drop either way. So you can see here, I can't pick it up. I'm pushing the button and the crane is not going up. So I ended up having to set it all the way down and get a running start at it. Then it did fine. It had no problem at that point.